I think it's working now. Can you hear me? Shout out to Red Furnace. Pilot Ken. Shout out to Miss Cooley. That shit go. My internet again. I don't know what's going on with Spectrum. I swear to God. Can you guys still hear me? Well, it's working through my phone. It's working through my phone. My shit is keep going out on my fucking TV. My Wi-Fi keeps going out. It seems like it only does it on the weekends. Weird. That shit weird. Now it's back on again. Shit is weird. Stupid. Oh my goodness, it's out again. I hate technology. Hit the like button. Alright, it's working again now. Shout out to France. They playing with the towers. Always on the weekend. Always. My Wi-Fi be going out. I noticed that. Weird. Super weird. But fuck it. Shout out to what? What that shit say? 9 people? Wow. That's a lot for me. Shout out to that. Atlas. Album coming in 2026, man. I appreciate you, man. The vinyl pressing is coming. It's coming, sir. $2026. You getting 2 albums, instrumentals. Double albums. You're getting 2 double albums. 2 double albums in 2026. That's a fact of instrumentals. Interludes, everything. You know what I mean? The whole setup. Shout out to Munchie. What's going on, sir? Oh my goodness. See you later, young man. Get your ass up out of here. Shout out to Nappy.
Purchase you a diamond, but it won't be the most expensive diamond honey money can buy. And I'll tell you no lie, no, no, baby, I can't buy you no big old Cadillac. I can afford something to get you where you're going and back. Hey, baby, that I can do, yeah. I can purchase you a diamond. Just want you to know where I'm coming from.
Shout out to Tony Patron.
Fred Furnace said, I ain't never heard this. That's why I heard it sound good in the car. That's what I've been told.
That's the one. That's certified right there. That's stamped. That's stamped. That's, man. That shit is bananas. Thank you guys. That shit is bananas. I always make trash, but that's a track I'm like, no. The more I play it, the more I play it, the more I'm like, I realize how fire it is. Like, if it makes sense. Every time I play it, I notice something. I'm like, nah, this shit is like, this the one. This is gonna be one of those strong ones on the album. This is gonna be one of the strong ones. That one right there, especially when I arrange it and sequence everything out. Oh, nah. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this music, you guys aren't hearing it in arrangement form, in the sequence form. I'm just hitting the pads and all that. But when we get into the arrangement, try to tell y'all, yeah, that's a good one right there. I need some more like that. Yeah, and that's not how that beat started. I did that beat another way, but I kept messing with it. I just stayed patient and kept fucking with that shit. That's some old Willie Hud shit. That's some old Willie Hud shit. That's some old Willie Hud shit. Yeah. If you ain't heard that one, Red Furnace, you might ain't heard this one, this next one. Then I swore you heard these beats. I know you been around. I know you been around. Yeah, you heard this right here. You heard this before. That shit, that's not even Sade, but I get where you at. That's some that's Melba Moore. Took some old ass Melba Moore and flipped that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But I get what you talking about. That's some smooth operator type shit. Facts. Real buttery. Real got that old vinyl sound. You can hear the record crackling. Everything about that shit is this the way I sampled it is why I love that song. It it's not a clear sample. When I sampled it, it came out with some distortion to it. If it makes sense, it has a distortion to it. It has a gritty. grittiness to it. You could really hear the vinyl, the dirty record on that loop. I love that shit. That's a sound itself. That's a whole vibe. That's facts. That is not a clear sample. That shit is dirty as fuck. Shit sound like firewood. You hear that? Yeah. If I would have did that shit clear, that whole sample would sound different. It's the fact that the way it was, the way I caught it, that I sampled it into the machine. Yeah, it's cold. That shit cold right there. Certain track, and it was accidental. That was accidental. Yeah, for sure. That track was clipping all in the red and shit. But I like it though. Some things you gotta just leave it where it's at. That's facts. I'm gonna try to chop up something in a minute. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna be doing the song selection soon. I'm about to give me another hard drive, and I'm about to have my hard drive with the album on it. About to start picking, start choosing. I got enough material. I could start picking, but 20 more beats, then I'll be good to go. Give me about 15, 20 more beats, and I could put a project out. What's going on, Ms. Mitchell? Shout out to you. Another day in the battlefront. It's a fool's paradise. It's a fool's paradise. Talk to him.
Living your lives in a fool's paradise. It's up for me, I tell you, yeah. I'm high society. Living your lives in a fool's paradise. What can I do?
That's fire. That's another one. That's a classic. Undeniable.
Living your lives in a fool's paradise. It's up for me, I tell you, yeah. I'm high society. Living your lives in a fool's paradise. What can I do? Living your lives in a fool's paradise. It's up for me, I tell you, yeah. I'm high society. Living your lives in a fool's paradise. What can I do?
Man. Trying to touch this, man. When I could shit, When I can sit that motherfucking needle on the record, I'm gonna do it in real time. The first pressing, when I get this shit pressed up, I'm gonna play that shit in real time. The first time I ever hear that shit on wax, I'm gonna do it right motherfucking here. I'm gonna sit right back and play that shit straight through and blow something. I'm trying to tell you. It's one thing to have anybody can put a bunch of music on something, but that lineup, that's what matters. When it comes, especially instrumental projects, that lineup, how you got these tracks lined up, what from the first track all the way to the last track. That's what matters. I'm trying to tell you. Can't anybody could just put a bunch of shit, but no. Every producer knows that lineup matters. That's facts. You gotta know what are your strong ones. You gotta know which one are the B sides. You gotta know which ones are the cuts. There everything has to go. It's like a puzzle. That's facts. And especially this ain't no rap shit. So you got to be consistent. It's very hard to keep people interested in when it comes to instrumental music. That's very hard to do to keep people interested. They could lose interest very quick when it comes to instrumental music, background music or whatever. When you riding or when you're cleaning your spot or you when you got something on the grill. You know what I mean? A lot of people get bored real quick just hearing beats. That's a fact. No rapping. I'm bringing real musicians before rappers, and I'm not knocking rap music, but I would rather have musicians on my compositions, on my samples and my chops. Keep trying to tell y'all that trumpet. I could hear some trumpet solos on a couple of these tracks. Some sax shit. Even some like I said before, like vibraphones. That's the shit when you hit it with the sticks. You know what I mean? But I said it before. The attention span has deteriorated through the years. Back in the good old days, the music, jazz albums will be 23 minutes long, 24 minutes long. And that's what I'm on. I'm on some shit like that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's like I'm really on some shit like that. If I could get some real musicianship on this project, I'm reaching out to a couple of people. If I could pull that off, A couple of these songs will fuck around and be 12 minutes long. If I could get there's a young lady. She's a dope trumpet player. I'm trying to work this out, trying to figure it out. I can't say no names right now, but I'm trying to get her to do a trumpet solo on one of these joints. I already know which track. I'm not saying nothing. And there's another track too. There's another track that I'm trying to bring a guitar solo. I can't say what sample, but like I already could see certain things as far what what will enhance this. The wedding song will be on there. The wedding song is gonna be on that album. That's more like a B side. There's gonna be certain songs. There's gonna be certain songs where like there's gonna be some crazy instrumentation to it. That's facts. I'm just arranging it, like when you bring when you bring musicians into the play. And I'm not talking about like what we do. This is musician, but this is different. I'm talking about people that really play instruments and shit. The dialogue changes. There's really no limits to how long a song should be. You could put a lot of um longevity to a track when you bring in musicians and stuff like that, especially trumpet players. Like I really want a trumpet solo on this project. I would love to have like two. Absolutely, that's the goal. I like to get two trumpet solos on this project right here. That'll be dope. Congo, that's low key. I could do all that. I could do all that. I could do all that. I need some musicians on this thing to put that this I mean I could do it. I don't really have to do put musicians on it, but I would like to bring some musicians on it. I could do this shit and just keep it pushing, but I feel like this is lazy. I feel like I could spicing it up a little bit. A Cadillac record scene. I'm ready for it. Like I'm even thinking about I might do some spoken word on it. I might read something from out the book on. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things. But this is definitely gonna be a good project. The interludes are gonna be funny as fuck. You're getting an album full of interludes and storylines. That's facts. Be like Nas' song Life B at the end. I think I know what you're talking about, Red Furnace. Cadillac Records is cool. That's a cool movie. And I think the time it's like this is the time for me to put something out because I see all the old guys putting out music. Everybody's putting out music right now. And what I notice, everybody's putting out their own music right now. They're not even worrying about deals. You're just hearing about all these albums coming out right now. And what I'm noticing, a lot of people is not just me. It's not just me like pressing up vinyls and shit like that. All your favorite artists, they are pressing up hard copies. Their stuff is on streaming platforms, but they're selling units right now. They're selling units. All these old rappers, they're selling vinyls and CDs right now. That's a fact. You got to do a blues joint. I respect the blues, but I couldn't do. I don't. I would do the jazz. I would tap into the jazz before the blues. I respect the blues, but the jazz and the like the Ramsey Lewis's stuff like that, Taj Mahal and stuff like that, Herbie Hancock. Yeah, I'm more of I'm more on the funk angle, the soul, but I mean, but my approach are like jazz compositions. That's what that's how I hear it. When I chop this shit up, they're straight up arrangements. That's the only way this project could work. It would have to be like even down with like Andre 3000 when he put out that flute album. That shit go. You know how many people bought that shit? That flute album. His instrumental album playing is what is that? A flute or I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what that was, but he went on tour for that shit. I'm not trying to go on tour, but I'm just saying he put out a whole album playing the flute and sold a lot of copies of that shit. I, I'm trying to tell you, as far as me, I just want to see my shit on a record. That's where I'm at with it. I just want to play my shit on a piece of vinyl. I just never done that. I've done so much shit, but that's something I've never experienced. So fuck that. I'm gonna press up my own shit. No way. I would love to just play my music, just put that shit on a needle and blow one. You know what I'm saying? And just blow one. Man, I'm proud to say I played the flute in school. Yeah, they took all that shit away out the schools. They used to have music class in in all the schools back in the day. That's facts. They used to have music class. People used to learn how to play instruments at school. They don't do that anymore. No way. And especially in the 80s, they had a whole music class where you got to sign, well, at least in the LA school or Long Beach Unified or whatever. Hey, they assigned you a motherfucking instrument. You got an instrument. You took an instrument home, and you learned how to play motherfucking instruments. Matter of fact, I even raised the ante a little bit more. Back in my time, they had a whole class called home economics. Home economics. And it was a classroom. And it taught motherfuckers how to bake a cake and how to sew. And I swear I put this on my life. I was in this class. All the fundamentals of things that go on at home. It was an actual class back in the 80s. And probably this in the 70s and all that. And they will have, hey, you learn how to sew, how to do some pottery, how to everything. They don't do that shit. No, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I know home economics used to be at the end of the day for everybody. They make monkey bread and they made banana bread over here, but I know what you're talking about. They'll be sewing, they'll be making outfits and shit. Well, I can even go deeper. I can even go deeper. Um, um, they had a whole mechanic class where you could learn how to pull out a whole fucking motor at school. They were swapping motors at junior high school and high schools. These were classes. These were classes, like real classes. Auto shop, yeah, yeah. How to, yeah. I bought my first moped. I bought my moped from my mechanic teacher. I bought it from my mechanic teacher for $50. That's facts. I used to drive a moped to school. True story. I had a little red Speedbird. Anybody know what a moped is? It's one of the little bikes, and you pedal that bitch, and it had a motor on it. No way. You couldn't tell me I wasn't fly. I used to have my skateboard strapped on the back of that bitch. Everybody was catching a school bus. I was pulling up everywhere, pulling up to school and everywhere on the fucking moped. Filling that bitch up. 40 cents will fill up the tank, and I could drive all over the city in that motherfucker. I bought that shit from my mechanic teacher for $50. I should have kept that shit all through these years. We had wood shop. We had all that shit. We had the whole setup. You just picked what you just picked. They called those classes electives. You had your regular classes, and then you had your two electives. That's facts. And you could pick. And everybody, they'll pick different shit. Some people will pick music class and wood shop. Some people will pick home economics and mechanics. Some people would pick mechanics and in music class. You know what I mean? You had electives. Yeah. No, but that was flexing. When I had the moped, that was flexing because everybody was on the bus. I used to be on the bus, but I stopped riding on the bus and started driving myself to school. That was that was like, man, we talking ninth grade. ROTC. I know a gang of people that used to be in ROTC. No, yeah, Miss Mitchell. I used to be passing the buses, flexing on everybody. No way, no way, no way. They used to be throwing shit at me. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be hating, throwing shit at me. And I always knew when I used to pass up the school bus, I was like, man, nigga, you better not stop. You better go. Just go. You know they gonna get you at that light. Fuck that. Yeah. ROTC, Air Force. Hey, I knew a bunch of people that was in that shit. They used to go to school wearing their little uniforms and shit like that. That's a fact. They don't do none of that shit no more. No way. No way. The only elective I ever took was I took wood shop. I took wood shop because I used to be making little skateboard ramps at school. That's what I took wood shop for, and I motherfucking home economics. I took that shit, and then you know what? I even took science class. I remember science back in the day when they used to actually dissect real frogs. Who remember that shit? Who remembers that part of the game right there? When you actually dissect a real frog. I can't make this shit up. That's how far back I go. But they was letting motherfuckers open up a whole fucking frog. Where they had, look, my classroom had real fucking reptiles in that motherfucker. They had snakes, all types of shit. My teacher, I forgot what her name was with her crazy ass. She used to get one of them kiddie swimming pools. You know them the kiddie swimming pool, the blue swimming pool. She would get the fucking swimming pool, sit that shit in the middle of the classroom, let the snake in the fucking swimming pool, and throw a mouse and throw some mice up in there. That's facts. That's crazy work. At Hughes Junior High. Sex education. Yeah, they had that. They had that class also too. But sex education over here, that was a combo package. If you got science, that's where you got that. That's when you got the sex education. That falls into the science class. Our science teacher will split that shit up. They will split it up. You know what I mean? For like they will talk about the sex shit all at the in the afternoon, and in the morning and shit they will talk about animals and shit like that. That's a fact. I remember that shit, having to go to school, get a award and shit. That's facts. Crazy work. The little lunches. Let me tell you something. Them little lunches back in the day was fire. The little pizzas, and them little chicken fried steaks with the little square chicken chunks with the mashed potatoes with the tan gravy. I'm trying to tell you, it was fire. And the chocolate milk wasn't that bad either. Or the orange juice. I didn't fuck with the milk too much, but I remember back in the day, the little chocolate milk, and they had some fire spaghetti. The pizza, yeah, the little pizza came in a little square. I wish I could find out what was the recipe for that. Cause that pizza used to be fire. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. That pizza in a night at in elementary school in the '80s, early '80s. No, fire, fire, especially in Long Beach. That little pizza, man. And that spaghetti. Let me tell you something. That spaghetti too. That spaghetti too. I don't know what they were doing. And they used to give you some actual bread, some toasted bread back in the day. That's a fact. On that hard ass plate, that green it, government cheese. Nah, that you know what? That might have been government cheese, but that cheese that was on that spaghetti was too right. That government cheese is too thick. That shit too thick to have been on that pizza or that spaghetti back in the day. Nah, let me tell you something. Motherfuckers back in the day at my school, they really used to be in line for a meal. For a meal, they really used to be in line. And we used to stand in line with our little green ticket. With our little green ticket, and they would let us in one at a time. And you walk through the line and you grab that little hard ass plate. Y'all remember that? That little hard. It looked like, feel like the prison line. The little. That's how I feel. A hard ass green plate, plastic. And that plate, you could put all the condiments on it. It had a little area for your corn. It had a little area for your other little areas, and they had one little area for the pizza to sit. They even had an area where they scoop and put the dessert on that motherfucker, and you could sit a drink on it too. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Best spaghetti I ever had in my life, and lasagna. That whole setup with that pizza, I think that pizza was nationwide though. I think that pizza, that was like from every, they was using the same pizza mix. Yeah, no, that was a highlight. The cafeteria in the 80s, that was a highlight of going to school. That's a fact. That was a real highlight. You wanted to be a part of that. You wanted to be in the cafeteria back in the day. Shit was going down in the cafeteria. See, we didn't do the cafeteria in high school. Everybody wanted to chill by the quad and be outside. You was corny if you was in the cafeteria in high school. Cafeteria is when you're young. That's like from kindergarten up to like 6th grade. You know what I mean? And in junior high, you didn't go to the cafeteria too much. You was chilling out by the bleachers. You was by the bleachers on your lunch break. Playing dominoes. See, that's high school shit. I'm talking about junior high, elementary shit right now. Cafeteria, that's elementary shit I'm talking about. This is all 5th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. No way. I remember back in the day, I don't know if they do it now, but I remember back in the day when you went to school, you got assigned a whole locker. Have you guys ever had your own locker before? With your own combination, you had your shit up in there? Do y'all know anything about that? Where you got assigned a locker? All in the hallway, and that's where no way. You tell a motherfucker to meet you at your locker on your lunch break? People dropping notes off at your locker? It's where man, do they even do that anymore? That's a fact. I don't even think they have lockers anymore. That's where you have your books. That's where you put all your shit. I used to put my skateboard up in there. See, I didn't smoke in those days. I didn't smoke. No way. I feel you though. Locker next to a senior. Yeah. track and field had stuff going down. That's it. What kind of stuff was going down? I don't know. I wasn't in no track and field. I was hopping the gate, going skating. I was ditching school all the time. That's a fact. I ditched so much goddamn school. It didn't make no sense. That's the truth. I'll talk about that in the book. It was nothing to jump the fence and go skate. Fuck it. We out. But school was popping. Everybody was ditching. Ditch parties. I remember people used to have ditch parties and shit. I got in trouble for doing a ditch party. I got in big trouble. I should have got in even more trouble for what I did. No way. Having a whole eighth grade up in your house. That's ridiculous. I did that. The whole eighth grade. No dudes was drinking Thunderbird and shit. Mm-mm. School is just different. School is different. That's facts. The world was different. The world was just different. Way more tougher. The skin was way more thicker in the 80s and 70s. Yeah, I used to go to the skating ring. I used to go to skate depot. That's later in the game. That's like 92 shit, 93 shit. That's right before I started running the streets. My little roller ring era, going to the skating ring. Oh wait, once I started getting some wheels, after I got a car, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Off to the races. Absolutely. Stop being local. I stopped being local. That's when I started going to LA. All at the Shark Club. First time Biggie Smalls and Puff Daddy ever came to the West Coast and rapped. I was right there. I was there. Motherfucking Labor Day weekend at the Shark Club. Craig Mack came out doing Flavor in Your Ear. They did Flavor in Your Ear, and the West Coast booed Biggie at first. And I was there. I'm trying to tell y'all something. The Shark Club. Biggie came out doing that Juicy shit. Came out doing Juicy, and we booed him at first. And then he did that One More Chance right after that. And while he was performing, they were giving out that you guys seen it on the internet. I actually saw it myself. I think I had one. It looked like a Big Mac, and it looked like a Big Mac hamburger, and when you and on the top it said big, it said BIG, and the Mac for Craig Mack. And when you open it, it had a fucking cassette in it. And that's how they were promoting. They called them samplers back in the day. And that's how they were promoting Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls. I was right there. I saw this shit with my own two eyes. No, that's Biggie Smalls and Craig Mack. That's what Big Mac is for. That's what that's for. Big Mac. It's for Craig Mack and B.I.G. Before, he had to change his name. That's why he called himself Notorious B.I.G. At that concert at the Shark Club, he called himself Biggie Smalls. He had to change his name from Biggie Smalls to Notorious because of copyrights. Because there's a character in the movie, Let's Do It Again. And Let's Do It Again, there's a dude named Biggie Smalls. And whoever owns the copyrights of that movie, they didn't like Biggie using that name. I'm trying to tell y'all something. But when Biggie came to the West Coast, he was Biggie Smalls. He was not Notorious B.I.G. yet. It was a Big Mac box. I remember that night like a motherfucker. That's the same night I met my first baby mama. That's a fact. There was a lot going on that night in the Shark Club. Talk about that shit in the book also. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of shit was happening. That's a fact. That's a fact. It don't matter. Hey, that's don't matter how many baby mamas I have. I just say that's my first baby mama. Just leave it at that. You'll find you when you read the book, you'll know what it is. Shout out to Mr. Thurman. You gonna know. There's a whole story with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man. Yeah, I don't disclose. I mean, I don't disclose it. But I ain't rapping about it right now. But that's where I met the first one at. That's a fact. Cause I gotta talk about that situation for the story of the work. That's facts. I can't skip. And in this book, this story I'm telling, I for sure can't skip that. I can't skip none of that. That night was very interesting. Labor Day weekend, downtown LA, the Shark Club, popping, y'all. Y'all have no idea, popping. I couldn't even. I was so young in the game. I couldn't even drink yet. I wasn't even old enough to drink, but I was old enough to get in the club. That's how far back this shit is. No way. I remember everybody I was trying to mac up or whatever, they was all up in the fucking bar. And back in the day, they'll give you a bracelet. And they'll have a security motherfucker. He'll be right there at the beginning of the bar. And you couldn't even get up there. You had to stay down with the youngsters. I remember that shit. And that was one of those nights. That was one of those nights. Puffy, Biggie, Craig Mack. Craig Mack was the biggest thing. He was bigger than Biggie at this time. He had flavor in your ear. Trying to tell you. First time was right motherfucking now. High off some joints. There go my internet tripping again. I'm not gonna shut it down. I'm gonna wait for it to come back, y'all. Can you guys still hear me? Cause it's freezing over here. Got some good stories. Hold up. Oh, Wi-Fi. I don't know what's up with that. That should be tripping. Y'all hold on a minute. Just give me a second. Cause I can't see no comments. Cause I use my TV as so I can see the comments. Cause I'm blind as a bat. I can't see in the phone. Can y'all hear me now? I should be. You guys should be able to hear me now, pretty good. I didn't see no BMF yet. Shout out to the 5 people in here. Man, the West Coast laughed at Biggie. I watched that shit happen with my own eyes. That's facts. Laughed at him. My internet tripping again. I'm not gonna shut it down. That's crazy. I don't know what's up with this. It just keep going in and out. It just be going in and out. They just be doing me wrong. Just completely wrong. Already I'm been to Spectrum and changed out the router. They done ran tune-ups on this shit. No way. I'm about to change up my whole internet service. I'm sorry if I'm glitching or having any technical difficulties. Can you guys still hear me? Because I'm glitching over here. It's good on your end? Okay. I'm going to just shout out this. Y'all keep talking to me because it's out right now. Shout out to Miss GT. There's no glitch. I'm so tired of this shit. YouTube be on some bullshit. For reals. I can't even blame YouTube. I blame this internet. 8 p.m. on the East Coast. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna finish this blunt. My battery going dead. My battery going dead. The internet acting crazy. It's just one of those days. I'm not getting no love today. I'm not getting no love today. So I'm trying to read through the screen because I just keep shutting down around here. I don't know what's going on. My internet shouldn't be shutting down in 2025 like that. Not like that. That's kind of crazy. This is and the cold part. It only happens at a certain time, like during the weekends for some reason. For some reason, on the weekends I have problems with my internet. That's a fact. Yeah, Spectrum is trash, dude. This shit is trash. Like beyond trash. This shit is trash. It's good to see Miss GT and everybody else, Miss Mitch, everybody tap in. I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna make a few moves and I'm gonna be back. Be back in like when I shut it down, I'm gonna come back in an hour. I need to just go outside for a minute. Yeah. And I'm gonna be hey, and I gotta fall back again on this stream shit. I've been requested. A lot of people's asking me to do a video part. They want me to do 51 tricks this year for my birthday. A lot of people in the skateboard shit in the skateboard world, they asked me to do 51 tricks. I wasn't gonna do a skateboard part this time. I wasn't gonna put nothing together, a little piece, because I did 50 tricks last year, but they want me to run 51 this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that happen real quick. I'm coming in so late though doing it. I'm coming in late. That's like in less than a month. In less than 1 month, I gotta do 51 tricks. I could do it. I could do it. It's just gonna take a little time. It's gonna take a couple of. If I skated every day for the next 2 weeks, I could pull it off. If I skate every day from this moment on, as soon as I get off work, go skate, film these tricks, I could do 51 tricks by my birthday. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run it. I'm gonna go ahead and run it. So y'all be on the lookout. I got something coming next month for my 51st birthday. Yup, 51 tricks. Nah, I'm a Virgo. I'm a September dude. Yup, I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. Put some bangers together real quick. I told myself this morning, I'm about to put down this herb for a minute like I did last year and just get into my zone and put it out. I turned the camera off for a minute. That's why I wasn't last year. I didn't stream almost all summer because I was out filming. And I started coming back in August. I started streaming again. But now I'm gonna shut this down for about 2 weeks. I'm gonna complete, yeah, and just get into this. After tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Sunday? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna sit this to the side so I can work on this piece. I might hop on just to say hello for a second, maybe, but for the most part, I'm about to put something out. "51 tricks. New tricks from the last piece. That's the crazy part. We're not repeating nothing that I did last year. I'm bringing a brand new bag. There you go. I'm bringing a brand new bag also. Nah, I'm I'm putting down the herb tomorrow and tap into this just like last year. I'll be blazing again. But that's what I did when I was filming for that whole thing. I was chilling. I would just smoke when I got ready to go to sleep. I wouldn't be smoking all day and shit. I'm mad that I'm mad though that Ben didn't start this recording process. I should have been started this. I should have been started this, but all right, well, let's do it. Yeah. It could be done. It could be done. It could be done. 51 tricks in and only got a couple weeks to do it. Yeah. All right. And I'm not gonna use no clips that I already. Yeah, all new footage, all new skate clips. Yep. Y'all be on the lookout for it. I'm dropping it on my birthday next month. 51 tricks. I already know the name of it. My last piece last year, I called it 50 Stacks. That was the name of that piece. It was 50 stacks. The name of this piece is called 5150. Yep, that's the title of this piece. 5150 is the name of it. I'm gonna hit the streets one more time. I ain't hitting these streets no more after this. No way. You got skate parks and then you got the streets. That's what you guys gotta understand. That's two different monsters. And street skating, real street skating is way more harsh. It's harsh to the body. You know, the skate parks are cool, but it's built for you. It's built for you to. It's built for you to have fun. It's built to be friendly. It's friendly. When you're on the streets and shit, that shit ain't friendly. That shit ain't safe because it's not built for you. We're skating shit that's not for us when we're out here on these streets. You got a lot of shit you gotta worry about. Absolutely. Especially if you skating some shit. You gotta have a spotter. And a spotter is somebody that controls the traffic. Let's say when you're on the streets and you're skating some shit, the shit is like on a street. The landing point might be in the street or whatever, or you might have to roll into the street on your rollaway. You know what I mean? I'm doing a trick and then my rollaway is in the street. You gotta have a spotter. So that's what the spotter does. The spotter tells you when you could go, when not to go. This is facts. It's a lot of elements when you're out here in these streets. Sometimes you got a right spotter. The spotter gonna stop traffic and everything. Gonna be stopping traffic. I've seen that. Motherfucker will put his hand straight out and stop everybody. You gotta worry about cracks and rocks and all that crazy shit. But I love that shit though. I like to skate the most crusty spots. What I mean by crusty, I'm talking about stuff that's not even for us. Real, DIY, difficult terrain. I like the rough shit, the rugged shit. Absolutely. Real crusty shit. Some of the spots that I skate, like them ditches. Why you guys, if you look at some of my videos, you see me run to the board. Like I'll have the board and I'll run and hop on it. Sometimes that's the only way I could get speed is from them two little jumps. You only get, because the ground is so crusty. It's very hard to do tricks on a crusty ground, on a real rough ground. But that's the dopest part about skateboarding. I can't explain it to y'all. But skateboarders know what I'm talking about. That's facts. And shout out to everybody that's been liking my skateboard videos. I'm getting a lot. I just put another video up yesterday. That shit at 4K right now. That's my latest video. All my skate videos and the shorts are doing excellent in the algorithm. Algorithm is eating all that up. It's eating all the skateboard shit up. One of my videos, I was surprised. One of my videos is at like, I think 50K. That's pretty good for me. Like, man, shout out to that. Shout out to Michael B. You're late. Going to deduct your pay. That's how much it's going to cost you, Michael B. You know what I mean? I hope so. I'm not tripping. I'm just glad that I can still do this. I'm still glad that I can do this. That's facts, and that's why I'm getting up and doing it. That's because absolutely. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put this little piece together because I can still. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be bummed if I don't do it. I appreciate your support, Ms. Mitchell. You know what I mean? I think my book is gonna my book is gonna be crazy. I think that's like, yeah, like I'm trying to tell y'all something. Shout out to the music, shout out to the skateboarding, but this story I'm getting ready to tell, seriously, this is the greatest story ever told. This is the greatest story ever told. The greatest. And I'm not even exaggerating. And here's the cold part. Motherfuckers ain't gonna sleep on it. This ain't gonna be a sleeper. No way. This is the greatest story. And I told you guys, when I do a movie about my life, it's gonna be the Hughes brothers. The Hughes brothers are going to direct my bio. That's facts. The Hughes brothers. The same dudes that did Menace, the same dudes that did Dead Presidents, they gonna do my motherfucking story. Y'all think it's a game. Watch, you guys watch. Believe that. Believe that. You aired up last week with my kickflip. Oh, I already read that. That's where the, hey. You guys have no idea. The greatest story ever told. Ever. Because it's bigger than the skateboard. And that's the sick part. It's bigger than that. Which skate video are you talking about? The one I did a bunch of videos last week. Like 4 or 5 videos. I did like 4 or 5. I don't even know what trick that was I did last week. I gotta look and see what I did. Wait, yesterday. I can't even remember. I'm tight right now. A high ollie kickflip. No, you guys are calling this something else. Oh, you talking about that pressure flip. That was a pressure flip. Off the kicker into the bank. That's what y'all talking about. That's why it's like kickflip. No, that's a pressure flip. That's a pressure flip. It's a big difference. I get it. I get it. Off the kicker. Off that little kicker at the park. Yeah, I gotta go and put something together real quick. This is gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. I'm gonna stop hitting handrails after this right here too. I'm about to retire handrails. Yep. This is gonna be the last. I'm gonna start staying away from handrails. This last documentation I'm about to do. Start falling back from them handrails. Slow down with that. Nope, I ain't chopped nothing up yet. I ain't chopped nothing up. Nothing. I tried. I was gonna chop. I'm still gonna chop something up. But I need to get up for a minute, make a move. And I'm trying to charge my battery, but for some reason this shit ain't charging properly. I was talking to Miss Mitchell before you came in, Miss Mitchell, and somebody else was in here, Mr. Turman, and somebody else was here. I forgot. It was a few people up in here. Miss GT. yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's I gotta get back to that. I gotta get back to that. I gotta let my phone charge for a little bit. I'm gonna come back in a little bit and stream with you guys for a couple of hours. Like I said, I'm gonna fuck with y'all tomorrow. And I really don't want to slow down the streaming because I'm about to get my monetization back. So I'm like, whatever though. Let's do this shit. Respect to Michael B. Who's in here right now? Before I go, who's in here? That's facts. This is fire though. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's something there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not knocking what I got going already on there, but I could do another sequence of that sample. Yeah. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. Yeah. I hear it. I hear that shit. I hear that shit. I hear it. Well, you guys, give me about like an hour. Let me make a move real quick. And I'll be right back. Let my phone charge for a minute and all this other shit. Get situated. And when I come back, I'm going to chop that sample up. That's the one I'm going to fuck with. Yeah, I'm going to do another sequence to this shit. I'm going to do another sequence. Yeah, I'll be back in 1 hour. I let my phone charge. I need to move around real quick. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Hit the like button. I'm out.